April 8th, 2009, fourth workday of the week. It's also the Passover day, a day that is quite a memorial to the Lord, the day that the Lord was killed on. Well, brethren, let's get right on over into the Lord's Care Ministry. Knowledge and wisdom comes from above, day 98 of the year 2009. Again, it's time to open up our Bible so that you can read along with me, so that you can get the whole context of what we're trying to show you here. Write the chapter and verse down, and so you can study the whole context and not just one verse. Well, brethren, yes, you want to learn a little chapter and verse all the way through here. Well, let's turn over to 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 12. I know whom I believed, and I am persuaded that he is able. Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 20. Able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 8. Able to make all grace abound toward you, that you, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work. Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 18. Able to succor them that are tempted. Hebrews chapter 7 verse 25. Able to save them to the uttermost that come unto God by him, seeing he ever is living to make intercession for them. You notice, brethren, I go quite fast through here because of YouTube. Use the pause button down here so that you can be able to turn and read along with me. Jude 24, able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceedingly joy. Now let's turn over to 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 12. Able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 21. Who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. Now Matthew chapter 9 verses 28 through 29. Believe you that I am able to do this? Yea, Lord, according to your faith, be it unto you. Wisdom comes from above. The crown of the wise is their riches. Wealth may lead to trouble. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 27. He who is greedy for gain troubles his own house, but he who hates bribes will live. To harshness. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 23. The poor man uses entreaties, but the rich answers roughly. To dominance. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 7. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender, or is slave to the lender. To pride. Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 11. The rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding searches him out. Wealth has limitations. It is transitory. Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 5. Will you set your eyes on that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle towards the heavens. It's temporal. Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 24. For riches are not forever, nor does a crown endure all generations. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 4. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. It is not trustworthy. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 28. He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like foliage. His, a Philippian pilgrim, a workman for God, a friend of Christ. I never knew you, Matthew chapter 7 and verse 23. Depart from me, you that work iniquity or lawlessness. In God's word only do we trust, never in the tradition of men. And it says here, depart from me, you who work lawlessness. One of the lawlessness is getting rid of the Passover, like today, and naming Sunday for Easter, the sex god of Tammuz. That's what it is. Look in. Estar is the one that supposedly had 100 breasts to feed her children. It's a sex god. When you have little children roll their eggs of fertility, you seeing them children coming from them eggs? It's a fertility goddess. Nothing to do with Christ and his death on that stake. On that Abib 14th, the 14th day of the first month. Brethren, that's the day we're to look to. It's a memorial. Now tomorrow is the first day of unleavened bread. It's the Sabbath. I hope you all follow it. Well, brethren, with that, we're going to close for today. You all have a great and wonderful day. I know I will, and God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.